Charity Bracey, and I'm here representing Prestige Worldwide. We've been hired to help Carson College reduce the number of errors students have when filling out the free application for federal student aid. Our research shows that 30% of Carson College students who complete the FAFSA each year have to go back and make corrections. These high error rates are costly for the college. Not only do they cause delays, but additional manpower hours are needed in order to assist the applicants in completing and revising their applications. Our goal is to decrease the error rates to 15% by July 1st, 2018. Our research shows that 20% of your students type their names into the form incorrectly. When students enter their name on the FAFSA, the federal government sends that information to other agencies. If the name does not match what's on the applicant's Social Security card verbatim, their FAFSA will be returned with an error. We have also noted that 15% of your students' issues arise from inputting their gender incorrectly. All students assigned the sex of male at birth must be registered with Selective Service between the ages of 18 and 25. If a female skips the question, the system will default her gender to male. This will cause the FAFSA to reject the application because Selective Service does not have a record of the female being registered. Finally, 32% of your issues are tax-related. This is because the financial information provided on the FAFSA should reflect income from 2 years ago. Providing historic financial information from 2 years ago is a brand new policy issued this year by Congress. This is not an institutional policy, it is a federal policy. However, several of your students instinctively rush to provide the current year's information, resulting in an inaccurate response. The problem with the current materials available to your students is that they are largely retroactive and not proactive in their approach to errors. They provide only general information with few concrete examples of what filling out the FAFSA actually looks like. Additionally, students receive information via the on-campus presentation, but are unable to begin completing the application on site due to the lack of available computers during training. This instruction to practice time-lapse causes applicants to forget much of what they saw or learned during the presentation. Online help then becomes necessary, but students largely ignore the bland online materials. Prestige Worldwide will design materials for an e-learning module in which FAFSA applicants will demonstrate the ability to select and input FAFSA information correctly on 4 out of 5 sample practice FAFSA-like questions. Students will be evaluated on their ability to identify all the documents needed to submit a FAFSA application, recognize the importance of providing their full legal name, identify and specify their gender, and identify tax information needed for an appropriate year's application. We've come up with 2 options that can meet these objectives for Carson College. Option A will involve the creation of an e-learning module that will last no longer than 20 minutes. This module will increase correct and accurate submissions to the FAFSA. The focus of the module will be on the documents needed, the student's legal name, the student's legal gender, and correct year's taxes. Our e-learning module will meet all of the project goals. It can be customized to fit Carson College's pre-existing LMS and will be accessible to students around the world. Completion of the module is trackable and requires no additional employee support. Prestige Worldwide will require 4 weeks to develop this module. After 1 week of development, we will require an additional 3 weeks for evaluation, revisions, and testing. We anticipate that this will take up to 400 hours at $37 an hour, bringing us to a total cost of $14,800. Option B is an eBook based on the campus-provided presentation. Students would view the presentation on campus or via email, then complete the workbook using the presentation with additional FAFSA resources, and finally send the answer sheet back to Carson College by fax or email for review. The presentation and workbook for this option have the potential to meet the project goals. This option provides faster development turnaround time by repurposing existing materials. This option would require a 3-week development time. 2 weeks to develop the ebook, followed by 1 week for revisions, evaluation, and testing. We anticipate that this stage will take approximately 200 hours at $37 an hour, totaling $7,400 in development costs. Once the development has been finalized, we would need 4 training sessions for the current financial counselors at Carson College. This would require an additional fee of $1,000 for the trainer, $250 in training materials, and $360 in travel costs, which would total up to $9,010. Option B is the quicker and cheaper option. However, in the long term, Option A will save your institution more money and will be less taxing on your staff. Option A is more suitable because the federal government changes their rules and regulations every year. We at Prestige Worldwide would be able to adapt the e-learning module remotely to meet those ever-changing needs. With Option B, we would have to travel to your school annually to train your staff on the updates to the ebook. Option A will ensure that FAFSA applicants at Carson College will demonstrate the ability to input FAFSA information correctly. The module will help students identify all the documents needed to submit a FAFSA application and identify legal name, gender, and tax information needed for an appropriate year's application. Once again, my name is Charity Bracey. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us during business hours at 111-867-5309. We at Prestige Worldwide look forward to working with you, and thank you for your time.